What do you like about teaching exceptional students in your class?
They're all unique and they're all very eager to learn.
What are some challenges in teaching exceptional students in your class?
The challenges usually I would say is their behavior, but it's the patience from the teacher that allows you to have that love felt for your student.
How do you assess students' skills and determine their educational needs?
We first start out giving them like it's like a test, um, the basic skill test we give them, and then we determine their educational needs by looking at the individual educational plan from the teacher or the school that they came from.
How are general lessons adapted to meet students' needs?
By the IEP, the individual educational plans. Usually, that does not always work. Sometimes a student can be a little smarter than what the IEP has, or that old teacher charted down on that individual educational plan.
How do you develop individualized education programs for each student and how are they implemented?
Well, how you develop it is you look at the kids' education. You look at what they do know. You give them the benefit of what they do know, and then like my levels, sixth, seventh, eighth graders, I'm gonna give the sixth graders a different test than I would give the seventh grader, just to see where they at and how much they know. But if I've already read the individual educational plan and I know that they're working instead of a sixth and seventh grade, eighth grade level, they're down and they're working like on a third, fourth, or fifth grade level. I'm gonna see if they're smarter than what they have already written down. The teacher has written down for them. So I'm gonna give them a little bit more. I'm gonna challenge what is already placed on the individual educational plan.
How do you plan activities that are specific to each student's abilities?
What we do is we group. We have about 12 kids in the classroom, and we group the kids on basically their standards of education, the activity levels, as far as where they're at. We have some kids that will push and shove because if you're doing something better than them and they don't like it or do not approve of it and they can't do it, then we have kids that will act out. Their behavior be pretty much off the chart sometimes, but we just try to do the best we can with our students. We continue working with them.
How do you assess students' performance and track their progress?
By giving them like their first, we give them progress reports, and we don't do it weekly, which I feel that it should be done weekly because it allow the teachers and the parents. It allow them to know where their kids at, especially the ones that do not know how to write and they're developing how to write. The ones that do not know how to read or speak, it helps us track on their progress, on how well they're doing. So we send out like little progress reports at the end of the week.
How do you discuss students' progress with parents, other teachers, counselors, and administrators?
We keep a track and we keep a report on each students in different folders. We also stay in contact and communicate with the parents as well as the teachers and the counselors. What we do is we send out the graph chart sheet on the email, send it out through email, and we send it out to the parents in an envelope and a letter because we let them know that we're planning a individual educational plan for a meeting for the parents as well as the students to see how far they have progress and what else need to take place.
How do you supervise and mentor teacher assistants who work with students with disabilities?
As we teach, we always like for our assistants to be right there with the students, especially the ones that are a little bit more, I wouldn't say needy, but the ones that need a little bit more assistance than others. So we kind of like group them in individual groups. Like I said, we have three that are pretty much functioning on a seventh grade level. We have two that's functioning on a fourth grade level, and they're in the sixth grade. So it varies. So what we do is we have that assistant to work with the students after we have gone over their work in class.
Why did you choose to teach exceptional students?
It's my heart, it's my patience, it's a gift I feel like God has given me. I've been working with kids since, Jesus. I say 1978. I was one of the youngest ones to work at a camp and was hired on at 16 years old as a permanent position for the summer as well as during the school term part time. So it's a gift that I have, and I love it. I love working with my special ed students.
And last but not least, what advice can you give a future teacher who will work with exceptional students?
The advice I can give them is that you just give your all. You kind of like have to put your feelings a little bit on the back burner, but you have to come in there knowing that you have patience and you have a lot of love for the students. They're very easy to work with. They will point you out if they see that you have fear being with them. All I can say is that you just got to have the love and the patience for them. You got to just want to do it. It's got to be within. A person would know. And I would just tell them, just go for it. I mean, it's a pleasure knowing that you have so many that are willing to work with kids with different exceptions to education that don't